Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So for today's restorative, we're gonna be working against the wall. And if you wanna have your bolster or your pillow handy, for sure have a strap, a long strap handy. If you don't have a yoga strap like this one, get a long scarf or have two of them so you can tie them together for the next few stretches. You might want to use it. You can do it without it, but it's going to change the stretches, all right? So have your blankets, so maybe have one under your head, maybe have one under your lower back. Remember that a support under the lumbar spine is a good idea if you know that your back always flattens on the floor, but it doesn't feel right. Nothing wrong with flattening the back. That's actually one of the goals that we have when we do chair shavasana, and so in this one it will happen. But if it's not okay with your back, have that support under the lumbar spine. I will not have it just because I already have one hinge that I would like to release, so this is going to help me with. So when you're ready, go towards the edge of the mat and bring your buttocks against it, and then when you're ready, you're going to scoop your body all the way onto the wall and help yourself, legs up the wall. Move your head side to side, relax your shoulders, relax your hips, and allow your hands to relax by your sides. We're going to take a couple of long, deep breaths and take your time to adjust against the wall. If this is too much for your knees, you can always move away from the wall to soften your hamstrings and also your knees. You can also have a bolster or a pillow behind the knees. So just pick the pose that will work for you the best, and then close your eyes and scan your body. Relax your toes and your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs and your glutes. Hips and shoulders are heavy. Feel the weight of your arms. Relax your hands. Allow your belly to be soft so it can move up and down with every breath. Soften your neck and your jaw. Keep your eyelids softly closed and breathe deeply, rising and falling with every breath. If you would like to use a mudra, we're going to use a Panavayu mudra. So bring the index finger, the tip of the index finger to the base of your thumb, and then the tip of your thumb will touch your middle finger and your ring finger. Keep your pinky extended. Release your hands by your sides with your palms facing upwards. Relax your jaw and continue to breathe. You're going to start noticing your exhalations getting longer. Notice if there are muscles that are talking to you, and try to let them go the next time you exhale. Remember that Apana Vayu Mudra releases the tension from the heart. It helps to ground your mind. It's a good way to focus and also to let go of pain and sadness, anxiety, depression. It also affects you physically. So what happens is that your heart rate will slow down, excuse me, and it will also bring your blood pressure down. Deep breathing. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. Release your mudra, observe your breath. On your next breath, wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Stretch your arms back. And stretch your legs. Flex your feet. Squeeze your bum tight, tight, tight. Prune face. And release. Bend your knees. Bring your foot soles on the wall. And move your feet towards the right. Allow yourself to go all the way to the right. Take a few moments here in your fetal position. Don't rush it. And notice how all the blood rushes down to your feet. Use that sensation as your main focus. Observe. We're gonna use our top hand to slowly help ourselves up on the next exhalation. And gather your props. So you're gonna continue to keep, you're gonna keep your buttocks against the wall, have your bolster or your pillow, and place it along the mat. So if you have a bolster, you may place it lengthwise. Now, if you are quite gifted at the front, at the top, you can put it the other way just to spare yourself from pressing against it, and continue to push your bum against the wall. You can keep your knees slightly bent and rest your foot tilts against the wall. You could also extend your legs along the wall. We're gonna rotate the body down towards the floor, and with the other blanket, if you had it under your head already, you can fold it a little more. And so then your forehead will rest there. Have it a little higher so that you are not, you're not putting much pressure on your rib cage. By the way, if you're doing the bolster, make sure it's not pressing against your rib cage and that you're able to breathe. All right, so once more, rest your forehead down and allow your arms to go by your sides. The other way you can do the bolster is have it under the armpits. Those of you who have the bolster, and then stack your hands here under the forehead. If you want to go into the other way, as we usually do when we're here with the bolsters, you're gonna put it lengthwise, hug it, and maybe rotate. You can have a blanket, by the way. Rotate maybe your neck so that your nose is away from the legs. If that's not comfortable for you, keep your nose towards the feet. That's okay too. So this version, because I don't have the actual bolster, doesn't feel really supportive, so I'm gonna go the other way. So you, depending what prop you have, you might, maybe it feels good for you. All right. So relax here, adjust your body until you find that place that will work. You should be able to feel that gentle twist going on, a little bit of demand on your hip, but nothing too intense. You want to make sure to be able to relax here and to breathe deeply. If you had your bolster sideways and your gaze is towards the right, just make sure it doesn't feel like something's pinching on your neck or torquing. If it works for you, stack your hips and your knees and then relax your legs. Remember that extended legs is not mandatory. Nothing is mandatory. You want to bend the knees instead if it's not comfortable for you to have them extended. Breathe. Keep breathing. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And on your next inhalation, bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale and slowly push yourself up as you exhale. Now, before we go on to the other side, you're going to be mindful and pass your bolster to the right side. And when you're ready, return onto the wall, legs up. Take a few moments here. Notice how your hips land on the floor. If you feel closer to the ground on one side, on the side that you stretched perhaps, and just observe any sensation here. Don't let your mind wander. Really watch your breath. You can rest your hands on the floor, on your rib cage or your tummy. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the wall, and allow your feet to fold towards the left. You're gonna help yourself once again onto your side. Have your bolster, so try to put it in the same way you had it on the other side. See if your back and your hips allow you to do that. And keep pushing your body against the wall until you find your buttocks touching. You can keep your foot soles touching the floor and stack. If you bend your knees, you can go into extension and stack your legs. Rotate your torso once again towards the floor. Adjust your bolster so that is supporting you. You can use your blanket to support your forehead as you did last time, or maybe stack your hands on top of the prop or right onto the floor. If you have one of those yoga bolsters, you do want to make sure that you're not pressing onto your rib cage. So when you are ready, release yourself onto the floor, relax and observe your breath. Do not let your mind wander. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And very mindfully, as you inhale, bring your hands under the shoulders. And exhale, push yourself up, put your bolster to the side. And you're gonna return onto the mat with your legs, up the wall. Readjust, extend your legs. Just have a feel for your hip. Notice how they land on the ground. Notice your back, the sensations of your hamstrings, your upper back. After the rotation of the spine, release your hands by your sides. You can rest them on your hips or on your rib cage. Continue to breathe deeply. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you are ready, wiggle your toes. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the wall, and allow your foot soles to touch as your knees flare. Adjust your legs. Try to send your tailbone down to the floor, releasing your sacrum. Maybe bring the heels closer to the groin. And with your hands, only if it feels right, rest your elbows close to your rib cage and rest your hands on your inner thighs. You can support the hands so your legs, so that you might get a deeper stretch, but without pushing and trying to touch the wall, just a gentle stretch. Try to relax your legs. Unless your knees are not happy with this, then you have gone too far. Bring your feet higher and keep your knees pointing towards your armpits rather than deep out to the sides or towards the wall. So once you find that butterfly position that works for you, relax your rib cage onto the floor and breathe deeply. Keep pressing gently your tailbone on the ground. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths.
And when you are ready, very mindfully, let go of your legs, bring your knees towards each other as you extend your feet up. Bounce your knees so that you soften here all your muscles. Take a few moments. At your own time, move onto your favorite side and lay on a fetal position for a few moments. And use your top hand to help yourself up. On your next exhalation, you're gonna sit against the wall and you're gonna have your strap or your scarf, whatever it is that you have available. And you wanna make a big loop. So if you have one of these ones, this long half moon straps, you can go to the to the thicker side of it and pass it around your body, around your waist, and then sit all the way, scoop back onto the wall, scoop your body back onto the wall. Then from here, extend, maybe place that foot sole against your strap. If you can, place the ball of the foot against the strap. Make sure it's at the waist. And then extend your leg and adjust. So some of you will need to go a little bit longer. Some of you will have to shorten the strap. So make sure that you are able to adjust it with ease. And we're gonna stay resting against the wall. So if you want, you can make yourself a little noodle, or if you have one of those traveling pillows handy, you can use that too, just to make sure that the back of the neck is supported and you can rest here. Relax your hands by your sides. You can go on to a mudra. So the whole point here is that the extension of your leg along with that flexion of the foot using the strap will promote the pelvic tilt. Meanwhile, you're resting the back body against the wall, keeping the rib cage close to the wall. The left foot sole is resting against the inner thigh, the right inner thigh. I don't think I said left or right, so if you did the other way, it doesn't matter. We're going to do the other side. And so you want the foot sole against the thigh, the inner thigh, sorry, and then just try to find your center. Try to put equal weight here on your hips. If for whatever reason you have any knee problems, you're hyperextend your knees, you can also have one of your blankets right under the knee. So place your props appropriately so that you feel supported. You don't want to feel like you're suffering in this position. Close your eyes and breathe. Don't let your mind wander. Try to relax. So the whole point of the strap is that you won't have to be activating your leg for your foot to stay flexed, and to get that gentle stretch through your calf, your Achilles. Is gentle, so don't overdo it. If working with mudra was fine for you, you can go back to Apana Vayu Mudra. So you want the index finger, the tip of the index right at the base of the thumb, and then bring your thumb to touch your middle finger and your ring finger, and your pinkies is just hanging along, all right? Watch your breath. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. Release your mudra. And maybe open your eyes. Now you can place your hands by your sides, lengthen through the spine, press your fingertips onto the floor, and when you are ready, gently rotate your torso slightly towards that right leg. At your own pace, keeping that neutrality of your back, you're going to hinge forward the extended leg. You don't have to go too deep, and some of you will go just a little bit. The strap might not even need to be adjusted. Some of you will have more range of motion, and maybe you have to tighten a little bit more. Whichever the case, just make sure you don't overdo it. Once you find that position, you're going to allow your strap to go a little higher towards your upper back. Rest your hands on the floor, right under the shoulders, and breathe. So once more, you want to make sure that there is tension on the strap, but not so much that is upsetting your hamstrings, your back. You don't have to feel like you're being squeezed by the strap. And so if you have, scarves instead, and you're tightening them up, just take your time to find that size that will work for you. And then there is a little bit of, there is relaxation, but there is a little bit of resistance going on. All right? Close your eyes and breathe. The one thing you don't want to do is just collapse towards your leg. So you're using your hands to keep that gentle resistance against the strap. Some of you will be closer to the leg. It doesn't matter how the pose looks like, how close or how far you are from the leg. Everybody will have a different experience with this pose. And also try not to look for the deepest of extensions. Let's find one place where you can breathe with ease. Otherwise, you have gone too far. Try to keep your hips, both of your glutes against the wall. And we're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, you may round your back a little bit, maybe free your foot and come back up to an upright position. Have your blanket, if you had one under the right leg, have it on the other side. Help that knee to bend with your hand. Extend your legs forward and shake the tension off your legs. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So when you are ready, extend your left leg or the other leg, whatever you did, out to the side. And the opposite leg goes into half butterfly, bringing your foot sole against the inner thigh. Awesome. And the first one, we stay centered. And if you did shorten your strap the first round, once you went into the hinge, so make sure that you readjust it so that it's not pushing you towards the leg. So what you want is a little bit of tension that will promote that the position, remember, of your pelvis. If you want that noodle on the neck, you can go for it. Some of you will need it. Some of you will need the blanket under the knee, some of you won't. Close your eyes and breathe. If you were working with your mudra, you're going to once again bring the tip of the middle index finger to the base of the thumb, and then allow your middle finger and ring finger to touch the tip of the thumb. Close your eyes. Allow your shoulders, both of them, to touch the wall. Elongate your neck, equal weight on your hips, and then breathe. Try to keep your rib cage against the wall to the best of your ability. Make sure that your strap, by the way, is on the ball of the foot, not on the arch. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you are ready, very mindfully, release your mudra, turn your torso slightly towards that extended leg. And then if it works for you, at the hip, hinge forward slightly and place your strap on the upper back. Rest your hands on the floor. And so once again, you're gonna find some resistance. Some of you will shorten more the strap if you find that you can go a little deeper. But make sure that you're moving your back away from the leg, not towards it, because you want to get this tension. Your leg and your foot are relaxed, your hands are on the floor under the shoulders, your neck is relaxed, your breath is flowing deeply. Try to put equal weight on your hips. Your right leg is fully relaxed. You're not using your quads to extend your hamstring. You're not pressing your knee down on the blanket or on the floor, nor you are actively flexing your foot. You're allowing the strap to do the flexion for you, and you control that with your back. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And very mindfully on your next exhalation, round your back a little bit, soften the strap, free your foot, and come back up to an upright. You're gonna be mindful as you free yourself from here, especially with that extended leg. Help that right leg forward, and then help the left leg forward and shake the tension off. And we're gonna place our our strap still against the lower back, and get your strap longer so that you can have it on the balls of your feet. So you're gonna bring your big toes to touch, but have your heels wide apart, so the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the edges of the mat or parallel to each other. And once again, you want to make sure that you're able to adjust the strap so it's not pushing your rib cage forward. You're able to keep your rib cage against the wall. You're able to relax your feet so the flexion is happening with the strap, and that traction that's happening on your back. Relax your hands by your sides. You can go back onto your mudra if you like. Your mudra, you can rest it on your legs, you can rest it on the floor. We have been working with Apana Vayu mudra, or the heart mudra. So once again, index to the base of the thumb, and then thumb touches middle finger and ring finger, the tips of the thumb with the tips of the middle and ring finger. And then the pinkies hangs out. Rest your hands, close your eyes, and observe. The same idea, if you need a blanket under your knees, please go for it. If you need a blanket on top of the shoulders and behind the neck, you are also welcome to do that. Try to focus on your exhalations. The Vayus are the winds of energy. Apana is the wind that moves downwards. Is this grounding quality of Apana Vayu that helps us to slow down the heart rate and lowers the blood pressure, calms the nervous system, quiets the mind. And physically it's manifested with a longer exhalation. You don't have to make it happen. This mudra will help the body to sync with that wind that goes downwards, and automatically your breath will shift. After a few rounds, of course, and you want to really observe. Don't get frustrated if you don't notice the shifts right away. Just keep noticing. Keep observing. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. When you're ready, release your mudra, hinge forward a little bit, free your feet, and put your strap out of the way. Bounce your legs, move them side to side. Awesome. And let us move towards the knees. You can have your blanket under the knees if you want. And from your tabletop, send your hips side to side. Get a nice stretch through your hips. Keep your gaze between the hands. And you might pass the weight from the sides of your knees, sparing your kneecaps here. A nice support under the knees will do, you guys, if you have any concerns. Now, when you are ready, come back to center. This time, as you exhale, send your hips towards the left, hinge towards the right. Your gaze can be towards the outside of your right hand, towards the center of the mat, or towards your right heel. Breathe. Next time you inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, hips to the right, hinge to the left, gaze towards the outside of your left hand, center of the mat, or back to the heel. Breathe. The next time you inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, and let your head dangle. Inhale, send your tailbone up. Drop your belly, open your chest, look forward or up. Exhale, round your back. Begin with your pelvis and end with your head. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to neutral. And exhale, shift your hips, move them side to side. Perfect. We're gonna lay back onto our Shavasana. You can have your bolster handy, you can have it under your legs. So I'm gonna go sideways this time, just like we normally do our Shavasana. If you're having your bolster, have it already under your legs. Lay down on your back, relax, and bring your foot soles once you get there, bring them together, let your knees flare and have that support. You can do the same thing without the bolster, up to you. Pubic bone and hip bones are balanced, rib cage is grounded, hands are relaxed by your sides. Soften your jaw, your face, your eyes, and breathe. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, bring your knees up, extend your legs, and relax. You can stay here for longer if you wish. Otherwise, on your next breath, wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet and your hands. Stretch your arms overhead, extend your legs, and squeeze every muscle tight, tight, tight. Maybe lift your hips off the floor, especially if you have a prop under your legs. Squeeze tight, 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 and release. We'll do it again. Stretch and tense and squeeze every muscle tight, tight, tight. Prune face. And relax. Last one. Point or flex your feet and squeeze tight, 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 tight. And exhale. Let all tension go. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, and move onto your favorite side. Take a few moments here. On your next exhalation, slowly help yourself up with your top hand. Come into your comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart. Shoulders back and down. Close your eyes and breathe. We're going to seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om. But first we'll take a breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Relax your jaw, your face. Inhale, deeply expand. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe in. Let all tension out. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Bring your gaze forward. Rub your hands together. Build extra good vibes and shower yourself with them. And shake off tensions and stresses that you don't need. Thank you so much, yogis. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.